You're watching a clip from the Club podcast.
Make sure you follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give it a 5-star review.
City wearing red and black's weird, isn't it?
No, but
They've always worn.
The last time we beat, the last time we wore red and black at Spurs Stadium, it would have been the 5-1. Edin Dzeko, Aguero,
Yaya
playing.
The black and white. The red and white shirt reminds me of Yaya Toure.
Yaya Toure. Yes, the kit we wore in the 60s.
I think Yaya Toure is your greatest ever player.
Not for me. The cake situation was an issue. The cake situation was an issue.
You can't judge off that.
You can, because when you talk about legacy, it's about what do they contribute in terms of off the pitch as well.
For sure. Oh, what is going on there? City had 2 or 3 free headers.
Yeah.
In the 6-yard box.
Speaking of Yaya Toure, by the way, producer Jack has got something together in a sort of debate. Who would you take in their prime? Fabregas, Yaya Toure, or De Bruyne?
De Bruyne's bottom of this list, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right for me.
Who's first?
For me, yeah. Okay, I'll start off and let's just be civil.
I think they're very different. Cesc and Yaya are very different.
Yeah. Yaya Toure is the best midfielder in the history of Premier League. And not in terms of legacy, but in terms of skill set. Because if you combine his passing ability, that's better than anyone. Better than Gerrard's passing ability, better goal scorer than Lampard in terms of the condensed amount of time he was in the league. We can't span out 13 years like Lampard, of course not. Defensively, played centre back in a Champions League winning Barcelona side. Roy Keane didn't do that.
What?
Defensively. He couldn't do that defensively. And
you didn't see Roy Keane against
Yaya
Juventus?
controlled the game better than Roy Keane ever did. So for me, he does everything better than everyone else in the league. So for me, he's the best midfielder in the history of the Premier League.
I'm going to answer the question we've been asked, and I'm not going to rise to any of your bait that's been chucked in there because I think it's ridiculous. But I know they're very different players, Cesc and Yaya, and I think they'd make I think as a partnership...
Yeah, imagine that.
You've got it all. I'd go Cesc,
Based on what?
Cesc dictated the tempo of the play. His passing ability from deep was amazing. His short passing, moving into the box as an 8 was amazing. He did it in different eras. Like he did it early in his days for Arsenal. Then he went to Chelsea and made them win the league there.
Did it at
Barcelona.
He played a lot more games than people give him credit
I think
for
he's
as well.
so underrated, Cesc Fabregas. And I hate Arsenal.
Yeah.
I proper hate Arsenal. But I rate Cesc Fabregas, even after throwing pizza at Fergie. So as mad as it is, I think Cesc Fabregas.
I want to tie something
I think Cesc Fabregas is better than David Silva, by the way. I think he's better than Kevin De Bruyne. He's better than all of them.
Yeah, except Yaya. But I get where you're coming from. Let's tag something onto the debate then for me. All 3 right now in today's market, Chelsea are coming in for them in their prime. And don't factor into the clubs where they came from and the difficulty in negotiating with them. How much is Yaya Toure worth in his prime right now, in your opinion?
What midfielders have gone recently?
Enzo Fernandez, half a season at Benfica for 106 million quid.
Oh, yeah, if we're comparing it to that.
We're talking the GDP of Kenya. We're talking 2.3 trillion, aren't we?
It's a joke.
We're talking about GDPs over here. Stock index trackers and all that. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, they've gone mad. 120 million for a DM. They bought him for 15 million.
So what is Yaya worth? Yaya's worth then?
Based on Enzo Fernandez's thing, then 400-500 million. But we can't base every transfer off like that. That's who the winner was.
Cheap.
The winners were Borussia Dortmund out of that Enzo deal. Because they would have seen Enzo Fernandez go for 120 million and went...
Oh, that's for 200.
200 million is a
because Bellingham's
price.
Triple the player this Enzo kid. Triple.
Oh, I don't know.
I
don't think I've seen enough of Enzo.
This Enzo's not big enough for the Premier League, in my opinion. He's not a workhorse.
He's Argentinian though. And I think it's like Lisandro Martinez. You can talk about his height, but it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog, baby.
Oh yeah, of course. But
I think
Pogba struggled.
I think you've rustled some feathers in the chat with someone from Kenya, Buvey. They say that our GDP is not £106 million.
I didn't say it was. I'm saying no, I didn't. I said it was like 2.3 trillion actually. So I was using that reference. It was actually a really big number.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources in Kenya.
I'm not slagging off Kenyans for having a small GDP. People are desperate to chat about anything these days. I'm saying the price would be as big as a GDP of a country, okay?
My cousin lives in Mombasa.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to go over there. Do you reckon there's a post
You're not
over there?
welcome anymore.
Why is that?
Because you're
I've
not.
been saying they got a big GDP, the size of a transfer in today's market.
GDP sounds like a euphemism the more you say it.
For what? It means gross domestic product, mate.
I know what it means, man.
Geography and all that, GCSE.
What?
Geography, that was like a thing in geography.
GDP was in geography?
Yeah, I thought it was geography sort of subject matter. No?
Was it?
I don't know. I just watched
Maybe.
The Chase.
Sure
That's how I
not.
learned all my stuff. I just watch The Chase every day, 5 p.m. on a weekday, ITV.
We need to get you on the check.
I've applied a few times.
Me and Joe off paddock applied to be on bargain on. Like we really want to go on like some.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
You don't win any real money on bargaining, though.
No, but I want to
It's
go
not
on.
about that, Elliot. You're missing the fundamental point again, mate.
I want to be on
deep
bargain on, and we want to
connection
bargain on
to a great
fleece.
show.
That's it. Do you know what I mean? And meet David.
I want to be on
Dickinson.
Dickinson's Real Deal. Mate, I want to meet David Dickinson. He's old as well. I want to see him before I'm not being funny, but he's getting old and all that.
He's the same colour as this table.
No,
He's
he's-
better tan than me.
That's hilarious. But so is that the debate wrap for you? We've sort of said Yaya Toure. The debate is that Yaya Toure is the best, and he's worth 400 million quid in today's market. Is that a fair way of wrapping up the
No,
video?
I think I'd take Cesc, But I just like those. I think
Elliot to decide. Third man.
partners.
Ooh.
I think it'd be a great partnership.
Of course, they're both incredible.
Well, we've had a super chat from Levi Bowden who tried to steer it another way, but he's not. I don't think he's being serious. He put Wayne Rooney, Paul Scholes, or Glenn Whelan. So we'll ignore that. For me, I think I'd have to go Yaya. I think Yaya just all round
Cesc was so-
could
I
do
think-
everything.
You know what the thing was, yeah?
Do everything.
And I think, Scholes and Cesc and that. You know how everyone wants to play football now? They were doing it when
Yeah.
like,
It
they
was
were
hard.
doing that then, man.
Yeah.
They were
Pitches
knocking the
were harder.
balls about. They would pick such good
Doing it at
football.
Bolton away and all that. It was
Cesc
hard.
Fabregas didn't he come into the team when Vieira and that were there?
Yeah. He was 16. He was 16.
That don't happen.
100%.
16-year-olds don't do that.
But yeah, Toure was good when he was young as well, so let's not discredit that. They're both fantastic players. And ultimately, Yaya's the best because Elliot's decided that,
Man from Stoke don't know balls.
I have the final vote, I'm afraid.
Stoke know balls. I was just trying to get some brownie points with Arsenal fans anyway before I lay into them later.
That's going to be bad. Should we go into that? When do
Have
want to go into that?
we've been watching the game a little bit. We're 10
Yeah.
minutes in, by the way. I think City have shown a few instances, like they had that chance in the box, the ball pinging around a few times. Now Spurs are playing the ball around the back. City look like they're going to win this game to me.
I think
in the first 10 minutes.
I think our mentality's definitely improved. Obviously, we came back against Spurs only a few weeks ago now. It's crazy. We were playing them again so quickly. And for me, the mentality is definitely back to where it was.